Hello, friends, and welcome back to Stories About Entitled People. Relationships between relatives don't always work out well. So let's start our video with a story about just such a case. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new here, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video every single day. Here we go. Mom accuses me of forgetting her birthday. I proceed to forget her birthday every year. Every year I used to make a big thing out of her birthday. One year I took the entire day off. We were in the middle of a big project delivery at work, so I worked overnight to meet my target for the day I was taking off. The year prior to that, I'd bought her a gold chain and a pendant with her birthstone. She returned it to the jeweler's the next day as she felt the chain was too thin. I'd just begun earning that year, so I didn't have a lot of savings. I felt bad about her not keeping my gift even for a single day, but then I thought the next birthday I'd get her things she likes. I had a bouquet of orchids delivered to her, took her out for a movie and lunch, then took her shopping where I bought her a handbag and 2 to 3 sets of footwear. I spent almost my entire salary on her. The next day, which happened to be a Sunday and I had an off, her friends came over and they asked how I celebrated her birthday, and she goes, "Oh, she didn't do anything. In fact, she came home from work at 4 a.m. I was thinking, yeah, right, I did that because I wanted to be tension-free when I spend the day with you, Mom. Then one of them saw the bouquet that was set as the centerpiece in the living room and asked if it was a gift from my dad or my sister. She said it was from me. Her friends were like, "What else did you expect her to do?" I gleefully enumerated in detail everything I did for her, and she sheepishly told her friends she forgot about all those things. Not to miss a beat, I went, "It was yesterday, so it's not like you didn't remember." That was the last time I did anything special for her birthday, and it was over 20 years ago. These days, I just order Chinese takeout on her birthday. P.S. Mom and I have always had a troubled relationship. She never acknowledged anything I did for her, and she loved to project that I don't do anything at home or for her and Dad. For years, it used to hurt me that she constantly belittles me. Then I figured out the perfect revenge. If I ever hear her belittle me, I proceed to act exactly as she advertised. So if she says I don't help with household chores, I stop doing my share. She can't even complain after that, as she's already badmouthed me. Now she has to either make do without help, or she has to admit that she maligned me unnecessarily. It took time to drive the lesson home, and by time I mean a few years and lots of conversations where I reminded her of specific instances. She stopped her behavior. But I'm still not celebrating her birthday. To be fair, I don't celebrate mine either. Please don't harass my mother. I love her and she loves me. This is just a funny story I shared about something that happened over 20 years ago. And our next story. Karen regrets involving the owner. So this happened about a week ago when I was asked to fill in for a friend at a ski center. The layout of the area is somewhat important to the story, so allow me to give you a short tour. There are 5 ski lifts from left to right. Family lift, kiddie lift, which is just a rope that the kids hold on to and it takes them about 10 meters up, 2 anchor lifts beside each other, and one last leads to the street, which is for rails and jumps. None of them are gondola lifts, as the center only requires anchor lift. I was working at the so-called family lift, which is meant for families with little kids. This means that the slope is small compared to the rest, so that everyone in the family can ride together. Next to the lift I was working at is a sledding slope, which is for people who just want to come sledding, and this is free, meaning you don't need a ski pass to enter. Also, every lift has a snowmobile, and I had mine parked next to the lift so I could have somewhere to sit if I wanted to, and due to the cold, the suspension was somewhat frozen, which meant that when someone took a seat on the snowmobile, it made a sound. Now to the story. We have entitled Snow Karen, her kids, kid 1 and 2, and me being me. I was helping a young girl onto the lift as she was having problems. That was one of my tasks at work. And when I had my back turned while helping the girl, I heard the suspension creak, and my first thought was that, oh, my turn to go get lunch, as I thought it was my coworker. But nope. I turn around and see 2 of Karen's hex spawn trying to start the snowmobile. Me. "Hey, what on earth do you think you're doing?" Kid 1. We want to drive the snowmobile. Kid 2, yeah, we're going to drive it up the slope. Me, no, you can't do that. You're not old enough. You have to be at least 16 to drive one, and they were about 5 or 6 years old. And you can't drive this unless you work here. Kid 2, but Mom said we could. Me, I don't care what your mom says. You're not allowed on it. I need you to leave. And guess who cut me off? Karen, why are you talking to my babies? Me, ma'am, are they your hex spawn? Karen, yes. Now tell me why you're talking to them. Me, they were on the snowmobile and trying to start it to take it for a joyride. Karen, so? I told them they could. Me, ma'am, they can't do that. They're not old enough. They don't work here, and they haven't been trained on how to operate it. Karen, oh, stop being rude. Just teach them how to operate it now. Me, I can't. They're not old enough, and unless you work here, you're not allowed to drive it on the area. Kid 1, Mom, I want to drive. Kid 2, tell him to start it. Karen, now look at what you've done. You've made them sad. I demand you start the snowmobile and let them ride. At this point, one of our regulars and former co-worker came to the lift and gave me a look. You need help, son. I told him, oh, hi, Mike. Not real name. Tell insert boss's name here. I said hello. I know it sounds cheesy to say we used a code, but we've all been told that if we're in a situation where we need the owner and we don't want to say it out loud for one reason or another, to, if possible, tell someone who works or has worked there to tell the owner I said hello, and the boss would come down if possible. Anyway, he understood, and he went up with the lift and down the slope towards the office. Now, during that 10-second window, the Karen had climbed the fence and joined her kids at the snowmobile to get it started. And then something struck me, and I don't know why I didn't notice it before, but not one of them was in ski gear. No helmets, ski boots, skis, or anything, and the Karen had left 2 sleds behind the fence. Me, still somehow polite, ma'am, why aren't any of you in ski gear? Karen, because we decided to just go sledding. Me, you can't be on this side of the gate if you aren't planning to ski. Karen, yes we can. We're paying customers. We ate inside the restaurant. Me, doesn't matter. You can't be here unless you're going to ski. Karen, now shut, you little idiot. We're paying customers, and that means we have the right to be here and the right to ride the snowmobile. At this point, I lost it, and I decided to use my army voice. We have compulsory military service in my country. Me, okay, that's it. Get off the snowmobile now. I commanded them, and they all looked shocked. I guess they never expected a reaction like that from me. Karen, still shocked. How dare you talk to me like that? You need to show your elders some I cut her off. Me, I have tried to be polite and tell you kindly to leave the snowmobile, and yet you have refused. Do you realize that your kids could die or get injured or even worse, kill or injure someone if they drove this thing? You and your kids need to leave, as you clearly have no right nor deserve the right to be here. At this point, she tried to play the victim card when a family of 6 came to the lift. Karen, help! Help! This boy is harassing me and my babies! Luckily for me, the family didn't believe her when I explained the situation, and I assured them that I didn't need help. Now the Karen decided that she would play the infamous I know the owner card. Karen, with a smug look on her face, said, you know, I know the owner, so unless you want to lose your job, I suggest you start this snowmobile. Don't know why she didn't care about my warning about her kids killing or injuring themselves or others. Me, oh, you know the owner? Karen, yes. At this point, I saw the owner walking towards us as the regular had sent him. Me, well, here's your chance to explain to him why I should get fired, I said as I waved at him. I could see the Karen worry a little, but she quickly shook it off. Owner, so what's the problem here? Karen flew into a rant. Your employee has been so rude towards me and my kids and refused to let my babies ride the snowmobile, even though I know we're allowed to do so as paying customers. Owner, no, you're not allowed to because it's dangerous and wasteful. Also, I can see that none of you are dressed to be on this side of the fence, and thus I can assume you've not paid to be here. Karen, well, what about him? As she pointed at me. He's not dressed for skiing either. Owner: well, that's because he works here and he should not be dressed for skiing. Karen, slowly realizing she's fighting a losing battle, decided to go for the harassment claim. Karen: well, he harassed me and my babies, and I demand he's fired for his behavior. Now, the owner's a chill guy and has a great sense of humor and does not take BS from anyone, and he saw he had an amazing chance to strike down this Karen. Owner: well then, should we see what audio the cameras have recorded? Karen: no, that's not necessary, but I demand he be fired for his behavior. The owner cut her off. Owner: and I guess I should also tell my daughter that her boyfriend is a horrible person for harassing a mother and her children, right? Oh, how devastated she'll be, he said sarcastically. You see, what the Karen didn't know is that I've been dating the owner's daughter for 2 years, and when I have time, I spend the weekends at her family's house. Now the Karen realized that her battle was lost and just on cue started shrieking about how she'll leave a horrible Facebook review, how the police will hear about this, how she'll never come back because we're so horrible to customers, yada, yada, yada. You guys know the drill. After she left and the owner started laughing, and he said he'd save the security footage because he wanted to keep this as a Karen takedown trophy. Not long after I got my lunch break and I called my girlfriend to tell her about the encounter, and she started laughing as well. I do hope I get to see her again so I can ask her if she'd like to see the owner again. Karens are exceptional creatures, to say the least. Hey guys, thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one.